Hello, guys. Welcome back. The second in a row in a day. I think I need to quit my job and start the podcast. Right, Danny? Later you will tell me if it's okay. Hello, guys. Hello, community members. Hello, PancakeSwap holders and all the crypto creatures out there. I'm Fran, PancakeSwap's community manager, and with my friend Annie, who I'm going to present in a bit, we are running this Pancake Talks session, a humble podcast with full of love, with full of joy, with full of hunger to try to, or at least intend to know a little bit about what is going out there in the crypto space. New people building on the space, new projects, all projects, also projects that we have partnered in the past, projects we are partnering at the moment, projects we are partnering in the future. All are welcome here to start and to come and let us know what they are building for all the community, because we are also community members and we love to be in this rabbit hole as we call. I mentioned I told about you like three times, so I'm going to present you. Annie, are you there? How are you?
Hello, Jeff. Everything good? It was a long day for you. I was listening to the AMA. It was very nice to listen all the different questions from the community, and it was great. And the FOMO kicked me in. So now ready for another pancake talk. We are going to be doing more degenerate stuff today.
What are you going to do today, Annie? Let us know.
Okay. We have a project that is called OX.FUN, and we have Nico with us today. Welcome to the Pancake Talks.
Yo, guys, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Can
Yeah, glad to
you
be here.
introduce yourself, Nico, and a little bit about how did you came to the crypto space?
Yeah, for sure. So I'm Nico. I'm CEO of OX.FUN. I was initially joined the crypto space back in early stages like 2015 when CS:GO gambling was a big thing and we were off ramping with crypto. Followed my curiosity over the years and had my own startup in the past. Did some stuff in market making. Became more degen and eventually came across the OX.FUN team. They were lacking a bit of native degenness at the time, considering they were early on very much tailoring to long tail assets, which at the time were a little bit less popular, but you were starting to see the rise of meme coins and let's call it the meme coin super cycle. And so now we're at a stage where Ox is really this engine where you can deposit almost anything to trade everything. What that means is, unlike Hyperliquid, where you are forced to deposit only USDC in order to trade a fairly strict list of pairs, on OXFUN, you can deposit anything from ETH, BTC, ETH, down to altcoins and even down to meme coins. If you scroll down on the front page, you'll be able to see all of the meme coins that we accept as collateral with pretty generous LTVs as well, just a little bit below here. Down a little bit more. Yeah, so here are all the coins that we accept as collateral. You can explore them. And so you can use all these coins to trade on the exchange and use them to trade majors, altcoins, or memes. Again, you can use a coin to long even more of that coin, hedge that coin. We also have a couple automated strategies with pretty high yields that are pretty interesting as well. We have our own HLP style product. The difference being that it takes on the counterparty risk of the exchange, which also means that it yields typically a lot more, but doesn't mean it doesn't come without its own inherent risk. And so yeah, it's Ox is the .fun is very much in the name for a reason. It's because it's a super degen exchange where there's a ton of opportunities to do a bunch of cool stuff. We list everything super early with good leverage as well. So a lot of people are having fun on the exchange.
My mind is blowing about mixing meme coins and leverage, but we are going to go to that part in a bit. First, I would like, since you build this and you have in talking and working with memes for a daily basis, what's your general opinion about this meme trending, about the whole crypto meme market this season? Are memes something that are here to stay? Are, I don't know, your opinion about the whole meme market?
Yeah, I mean, this question gets asked to me on a pretty regular basis, and the answer changes every month or two because the cyclical nature of crypto and then even more so memes. I think you'll typically see in crypto, obviously, these couple years like up, couple years down type cycles. And I think what you see in memes is you see these like micro super cycles embedded within it, right? So memes will go up a lot, they'll come down 70, 80%, they'll go up to new highs, they'll come down 70, 80%. And so each time these memes top out, everyone thinks there's no way these memes can do this again. They pull back, everyone thinks it's so over, there's no way they can pump again. All the smartest people think it's completely over, and then they inevitably either come back or they come back in a different form. So you saw, I refer to them as the Murad style memes just because he was so kind of popular with it, but things like Giga, Retardio, everything like that, they went through a lot of these like boom and bust cycles. And I think recently everyone thought that they were kind of dead. But a couple survived even when the attention had shifted to more AI agent style meme coins. And so that's kind of the new form of meme coins. It's very popular right now. But at the end of the day, I think that chains like Solana and also recently more so Base with regards to virtuals and stuff like that are really like proving themselves with regards to PMF for gambling, for trading meme coins, doing all of this kind of stuff. I mean, I think it's no facade that a lot of these memes are kind of vaporware, but they've done a very good job of branding it, and the premium that a lot of these like low tech enabled meme coins are demanding is pretty crazy. But we try to be objective in terms of what do we think about these memes, and more so think how are we reacting to the market in terms of what we can provide. And so where there is demand for trading these things, we will provide it. And I think probably also as Ox, we are probably also helping to accelerate the meme coin super cycle in some ways too. I think this cycle have shifted more to a barbell style approach where they're trading a couple major things that they want to slightly denominate in, and then trying to make money in the trenches or by trading some of these memes with leverage and then rotating that back into their main bag. So yeah, I still very much believe in kind of meme coins and stuff, but I think they will continue to evolve over time.
Thank you for your answer, Nico. And digging in the platform OX.FUN, I see the product is a perpetual trading platform where you can leverage going long or short in all these different assets. Many of them are quite new. And what are the points that you feel differentiate OX.FUN between other trading crypto platforms?
Yeah, so the first one is mainly just that we have a lot of these pairs that no one else has. It's mainly down to how we build the exchange, allowing us to list them very early on and kind of take on the risk of it, being that everything is denominated in OX. If everything was dollar denominated, then you'd be in a situation where if you ran out of dollars, you'd be kind of screwed. But when everything is in a token, it kind of allows the system to be much more flexible. So not only do we have a lot of these memes aren't listed anywhere else with leverage that you typically can't have anywhere else, you can also obviously use a wide variety of collateral and basically utilize these coins in a much more capital efficient manner without having to necessarily realize gains or losses on these coins that you may be holding, whether that be Retardio, MOG, could be a bunch of BNB memes as well, which we also support. So I think that the PMF of OX right now that we've been really seeing more and more as attention shifts from chain to chain, from ecosystem to ecosystem, is that OX means that you don't need to necessarily bridge or interact with whatever chain is hot that you want to actually profit from, whether that be hyperliquid ecosystem, the base and virtuals ecosystem, or the BNB ecosystem, whatever it is. You can just come to OX, you can connect with virtually any relevant wallet, you can deposit virtually any relevant coin that you will be holding, and you'll be able to trade any and all of the other ecosystems in one place. So OX really becomes like a one-stop shop. And given that it's all kind of cross collateral, cross margin, it's just far more, there's just much more variety in what you can do on OX than anywhere else.
Okay. So there is a lot of stuff you can do here, especially if you want to be early in some tokens. Like this is a good platform to be in. Regarding the trading of the tokens in your platform, what type of tokens can the user trade? We see mostly meme coins. Why do you choose these meme coins to be the main product here on the trading platform?
I think because there's an innate demand for users, whether you want to call it, in its own form, meme coins are kind of like a more gambling style of trading. But it's just a very degen type of trading, and it seems to be the demand and the direction that the market has been going the cycle ever since I think the release of Pump.Fun. And it's, as I was talking about, kind of more that it's become the PMF of chains like Solana and slightly Base as well, you could say. And we are an exchange that very much wants to be at like the cutting edge of whatever's going on in the space, and also be able to capture as much of the attention. And so typically, if you look at the kind of volume on some of the new pairs on our exchange, you'll typically see that the volume on them is some of the highest. And that's because on any given day, people will want to trade the most popular tokens. And that might change every couple of days. One token might be, quote unquote, kind of king of the hill for that week. But it's just constantly changing, constantly evolving. And we really kind of see it as our job to adapt to the market as it does that, to really offer people whatever the kind of flavor of the week is that they want, while still allowing them to trade and utilize coins from previous metas and narratives.
I think you mentioned, but I would like to have at least a little bit more big explanation about the collaterals part. You can also put memes as collaterals, right? Isn't that super risky?
It's risky in the sense that, let's say, for example, I'm using MOG as collateral. Let's say I deposit $10,000 worth, and I go long on something. The value of my collateral will affect the liquidation price of my position. So if my collateral decreases, by 50%, then obviously I need to account for that with regards to like paying perps and liquidations. So from that perspective, yes, it is risky, but with risk also comes opportunity, right? Where else will you be able to take a $10,000, $100,000, whatever MOG position and actually use that to do anything else? If you're a meme coin whale, it's kind of sacrilegious to take large positions and dump them on the market for liquidity. Everyone else who's holding that coin is going to hate you, is going to be like, why are you dumping my coin? So OX allows you to take this coin and without dumping it, access liquidity in order to trade other things. And it's up to you where on the risk curve you want to then place that liquidity. If you want to use it to trade, Bitcoin, ETH, or SOL at like 1x leverage or 2x or up to 100x. Or if you want to trade meme coins and just take small scalps. But the idea is OX is at the engine that allows you to have like max capital efficiency in both high and long tail assets.
I have one question that is a bit related with that. What are some of the risk management strategies that the platform OX.FUN implements? Because I see on the collateral part, you see one metric that is the LTV. So I don't know if at some point it's possible the protocol to end up with bad debt. What are the measures in place to prevent risk?
Yeah, so
you realize we shoot a lot of questions. Sorry.
No. I mean, that's the whole point of this podcast, right? To ask questions. Otherwise, why else would I be here? So the LTVs we give are based on the size and liquidity of the coin. The larger and more liquid the coin, the higher we can offer as an LTV. Obviously, because the larger the coin, the less volatile it's going to be, the harder it's going to be to pump and dump. And then we actually we're able to de-risk ourselves through the banker. So you would have seen on the page prior you were just on, we have our own version of kind of providing liquidity to the exchange, similar to HLP. whereby users can deposit into the banker vault and profit from a mixture of the spread, the funding, because they're taking the counterparty to the trades, so they're also earning on typically negative funding, and also by taking on the counterparty in regards to P&L. So it's kind of a known fact, right, that most traders are not actually profitable, and therefore in the long run as an exchange you will usually be profitable, right? So those profits are therefore shared between depositors of the banker vault, and by having other deposits into that banker vault, we are de-risked with regards to our own capital as an exchange. And so that means that we can focus on providing good liquidity and having as good of an experience for the traders as possible. But yeah, in terms of like risk and stuff like that, it's also, everything is based in the token. So we're able to internalize the risk on a token level. And then because of the fact that we are also burning all of the fees that we earn as an exchange in the token on a day-to-day basis, which you can explore on the dashboard in the top right. If you click on the token dashboard where it shows the token price, you can see all of the burn there. And then, the inbuilt like mechanism of the exchange is that revenue that we make is then used to also buy up the token back. So, profitable users of the exchange who are earning their profits in OX, some of them may be, selling those profits, which would be suppressing the price, but then we are also burning and buying back the token on the other side, which typically outweighs the sellers by a pretty good amount. And on top of that, we have a couple mechanisms to, incentivize holding of the OX token. So right now, we share 5% of our daily fees amongst the top 50 users by P&L who hold all of their P&L in OX. So that's another mechanism we use.
Nice. Quite impressive, I have to say. I think I'm not really a meme coin guy, so I think this is the first time I see a platform that allows you to trade with super leverage your meme coins. For me, it's like mind blowing because I define myself right now after a good pair of years as an old lady for crypto. For my friends, I'm the risky guy. For these things, I'm like my grandma. And I think something that helps a lot, or we have seen a lot in this niche, it's all related to gamification and people that just want to have fun with crypto. I think that helped a lot to meme coin season, to meme coin trading. And how do you think this influence not only meme coin but also this platform to grow? How is the level of gamification you feel? I see your avatar, for example, and it's all of this about Emilio and this whole thing that don't get. I don't get completely the whole idea. So if you can explain us a little bit, and how do you think this influences the growth of T-Rex.Fun?
Firstly, it's just OX, not 0x. It's OX.
Sorry. Yeah, you always
kind of
make
like
the
the bull. No, it's fine. Don't worry. I think it's an easy mistake to make. So what's your question is, just to get it correct, how does the kind of level of degenness of traders in general affect the growth of OXFUN?
Yes, how the community gamification ideas or hype, how this influences the growth of the platform.
Yeah, no, I think it's a huge part. I think that gamification is something you've seen in other projects that has led to huge success. I think that in its nature, PumpFun is kind of like a gamified trading experience whereby, users are almost treating it like gaming in some way. They're trading alongside their friends in real time to create and analyze and trade these coins based on constantly shifting metas and news around the world. And you've seen other gamification layers like maybe PvP trade, for example, on top of Hyperliquid, that have had a lot of success by encouraging traders to be competitive, to team up, to flex their P&Ls, to work together or try to sabotage each other, I guess, in some ways. And so we've taken inspiration from that in some ways on OXFUN, and we created, for example, a degen feed. It's effectively a troll box where users can, every time they place a trade, post that trade into the degen feed. They can therefore say, hey, I'm going long or short, this certain coin, and then other users can copy trade them, counter trade them, and see their opinions on things. We also created a e-girl trading battle where we had like 4 to 5, 6, 7, 8 e-girls battling it against each other in a trading competition, each working with their own mentor, and we make content out of the whole thing and have some fun with it. We also have battle votes where traders can go head to head 1v1, and we'll hopefully expand that in the future to be like 2v2, 3v3, maybe group versus group, clan versus clan, to fight it out for P&L on the exchange, where you can see all the positions they're taking. You can copy trade them. The copy trade is in a style of kind of more like fund or hedge fund management, where users deposit into a person's copy trading vault, and then that person is trading with all of the funds, as opposed to purely copy trading, where the person who's copy trading is sort of like trading like on top of or below their orders, which would obviously be like less favorable. So yeah, I think gamification plays a huge part, and I think that with sort of TikTok generation and people wanting fast results and dopamine, people are always looking to have fun with their trading experience, as opposed to being more patient and waiting for longer term DCs to play out. Hence the proliferation of the trenches and meme coins and pump fun, and therefore other layers on top of it, like ourselves, who are kind of adding tools and leverage and other things on top of these meme coins.
Can you explain a little bit again? I know you mentioned it already, the strategies part. This part, I see you have quite nice rewards like APR by staking good blue chips tokens. And so this part of a strategy, you are betting that most of the trader will lose money. Is this correct?
Yeah, so with regards to the banker, in some ways you are. Yeah, you're taking the counterparty risk of the exchange. So if traders lose, then you win, right? But it's also the spread and the funding rate of the exchange, which is like, inbuilt like mechanism. That's how perps work. It's kind of like you're providing liquidity and you're being rewarded for that, because whenever users are trading with leverage, what they're doing is they are borrowing an excess of OX in relation to the margin that they provide. They are paying a fee or interest rate in order to borrow that liquidity, and so they are borrowing it from you, and they are paying interest in the form of funding on whatever they are trading. Then the other strategies that we have, they're not actually necessarily just simple staking strategies. They are simple in a sense that you just stake, but in the back end, what's actually happening is you are basically betting that the market is going to go sideways. So these strategies are, long and short grid trading strategies that scalp the market both on the way up and on the way down. So they make the most profit when the market goes sideways. When it's ranging, they therefore also have OX incentives on top of that. So we incentivize people to deposit into these vaults, and these therefore flywheel liquidity on the exchange, because by nature they're taking the opposite of whatever direction the market is going in. So they therefore also boost liquidity on BTC, Sol, ETH, and OX on the exchange, which means that when users want to use any token in order to trade majors, they can do so with pretty deep liquidity.
Nice. You have all thought in terms of strategies. I think it's a really big brains thing. I really don't play this, but I love to see it. To be honest.
Yeah.
I saw you have, besides the OX token, you have Milk token.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to know the difference, and particularly, I think Milk it's about managing losses, or how in super for dummies terms,
Yeah.
how this token is used for.
Yeah, so Milk is more of a legacy mechanism that we've kept around because it was actually quite popular and something that users quite enjoyed. What it is Milk is distributed daily proportionally based on your losses in respect to everyone else's losses. So if, let's say, you lost 10K on a day trading, and let's say 100K was lost from users' lost trades over the course of the day, then you would earn 10% of the Milk allocation for that day. So it's effectively a rebate token on losses. and it has an LTV of 5%. So that means that it's worth 5% of what OX is worth. So that means that if you earned 100K worth of milk, then you'd have 5K to trade with at 1x on the exchange. Of course, you can lever it up if you want to, but it's a rebate token for losses on the exchange, pretty much. And there's also a spot market for it as well. If you want to sell it into OX, you can do that too.
So it's like a compensation for the people that lose the money.
Yes,
and,
pretty much.
and like a cashback can be also when you spend some money trading, like you get something back. Okay,
It's actually quite generous. Actually, it's a fun little mechanism that we like to have.
And then another feature that is interesting for me is the copy trading feature. Can you explain how it works and how the people can benefit from it?
Yeah, so we have both solo and battle style vaults. Battle vaults are whereby we create a vault for two traders and they can trade 1v1 in order to see who can have the highest profit. And users can choose to stake into either of those players' vaults, and they will be effectively copy trading in the sense that they are giving liquidity to the trader who will then trade with their funds on their behalf, and then the profits are split proportionally with all of the depositors and the trader themselves if they provide their own liquidity. And then on the solo side, it's exactly the same, just that they're not competing with anyone else. They just have their own solo vault that users can stake into in order to provide them liquidity to trade with and then share P&L with them. All the traders inside are visible. You can see their live positions, everything too.
Okay, how long is the platform running?
I think we've been really running strong for the past 6 months. Prior to that, a couple months before, like start of this year, we were mainly in the very early building stages. But I think we're very confident now with the product that we have and the liquidity way to provide and the speed at which we're able to adapt to the market. And in terms of also just like traction, we've gone from doing around 20 mil volume a day with maybe 10 to 20 mil open interest to now a point where we have 100 to 300 mil open interest and anywhere between a couple 100 million in 24-hour volume to even days where we had 1 to 2 to 2.5 billion. And considering that we're burning all of the fees that we earn as an exchange, it means that we're burning a very considerable amount of tokens on a day-to-day basis. As I said, right now, it's typically anywhere between 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, sometimes up to even 1% every day that we're burning of the circulating token supply.
And then one question. We see all these different tokens are from different blockchains, but when you connect your wallet to OX.FUN, what blockchain you are interacting?
So technically, OX is actually a centralized platform, so it runs off-chain. There are obviously various concerns around the decentralization versus centralization, but it's really what allows us to build and scale very fast. We use very well-known custodians like Fireblocks and stuff like that, which are used by a lot of people in the space. So if there was ever an issue on that side, we wouldn't be the only ones that would be having issues. I think it would be more so a concern for the entire crypto space. But it's just what allows us to link all of these chains technically, because if you were trying to do this on chain, it would be extremely difficult. And it also means that if there ever are any issues on the exchange, any growing product's going to have its issues, then we're able to fix that on a user level, manually very quickly as well.
Okay, nice. And besides the numbers that you have just shared about volume and open interest, which are quite high in my opinion, I'm really amazed. Do you have any idea of how many users or unique wallet addresses are trading more or less or approximately every day?
Yeah, so I don't have an idea of necessarily the unique like users and stuff. Obviously, I think it's complicated with users potentially having multiple wallets and stuff like that. But right now we have usually, in the kind of low couple of thousand DAUs.
Nice. A lot of visions out there.
Yes,
need a
a lot
place.
of
They need a
DJs. Yeah,
place to be. Yeah, they need a
yeah. A
place
lot
to
of
go.
our
So it's nice.
Yeah, a lot of our users are like Solana degens. The reason I say that is because, we can see that a lot of them are connecting with Phantom wallets. A lot of them are depositing either Solana or USDC on SPL, like Solana based USDC, onto the exchange. And so that's why we added a feature whereby users can choose to denominate their PNL in USDC instead of OX. So that means that we will automatically swap their PNL from OX to USDC at time of closing the trade. And we did it into USDC just because like that seemed to be where the majority of our traders were coming from. Previously, it was USDT, and it was more EVM based. But I think that like this cycle and right now with our user base, it just makes more sense to do it via USDC on Sol. But we'll probably add support to also be more stables and more coins on other chains. We're going to be integrating dBridge so that users can basically swap anything to anything on the exchange internally, with regards to both onboarding and also like off ramping somewhere else.
I have another question is about, you mentioned it's a centralized platform, but there is any requirement for the users to start interacting with OX.FUN, like passing KYC or any country restrictions, or is just centralized platform for better user experience?
Yeah, centralized platform is really just more so for user experience. I think UI UX is definitely one of the most important things this cycle. Interacting with OX is super easy. You just need to connect a wallet, amongst any of the ones that we support, which is pretty much all of the relevant ones. If there's any you want that we don't have, please let us know and we'll add support for them. But yeah, you can connect any kind of wallet, Solana, EVM, others as well, and deposit assets from any chains that we support. Includes all EVM chains. Solana also includes like Sui and Tron and other ones like that. And then you're free to go and interact with the exchange. I think see terms and conditions for specific regional kind of issues. But yeah, otherwise we're pretty kind of easy to use and open to everyone. And we've had a lot of feedback that despite being a technically centralized platform, that we very much feel like a DEX actually, which is really what we're going for. And I think what is most prevalent this cycle with regards to what's successful is the products that are so slick to use that you don't know that there's stuff going on in the back that might be more complicated. It just on the hood it seems like very simple and easy to use.
Okay. And just before we wrap up, we are getting out. I think Annie is going to close the podcast and start trading. I'm not sure, but I'm 90% sure.
I have a long open right now.
Nice.
I'm gonna get destroyed.
In seconds.
True.
It's kind of an art. Like meme coin trading, it's kind of an art. I think it's like finding the right ones. It's quite difficult, but it's really nice that people who love meme coins has some place to let their degenerity flies with all these things. So I would like to ask, what are the next plans for you? What you have in mind, short term, medium term? Where do you want to position OX.FUN in the future? Anything, any leak you can share with us? We are all ears.
Yeah, so we'll be continually improving the platform as it is now with regards to features on the trading side, things like TWAP, things like, for example, being able to swap any coin to any coin on the exchange via integrations like dBridge. We'll be adding some fiat on ramps as well, just to build out the exchange and make it more complete. Adding more support for new chains, new coins, like whatever the market, whatever direction the market shifts in, wherever the liquidity and volume and popularity lies, like we will shift to accommodate that and support that in the best way we can. In terms of like more large and exciting changes that we're adding, so we're looking to be adding some spot markets for meme coins pretty soon, so that OX can really be a full, complete exchange, one-stop shop where you can both buy memes and major coins spot, and then also trade them with perps and use them as liquidity to also trade on perps. And then we're also kind of looking into what we can do to to align with the AI agent meme narrative. So looking for ways for traders to be able to create AI agents that can trade on the exchange and maybe create strategies that other users can then deposit into and copy trade, other users' agents. I think, we really believe in the crypto space as time goes on being more agent versus agent. And so, shifting to have more tools and stuff like that will be super useful, I think, for our users. I think those are the main things, honestly. Like I said, OX is a very flexible exchange. And so, we will shift to accommodate whatever the market gives us.
Honey,
Yes, I don't have no more questions. I think we we bring a lot of questions already, and yeah, we understand pretty well right now OX.Fun. Think people that are happy to try, they can try. Remember, you can also short meme coins if you this is what you want. You need to be brave for that, but this is just a tool where you can try. And I know it's hard to be a good trader, but you need to start with something. So yeah, just take a bit of money if you want and start trying these tools. Is something that I will suggest for people to just to
it goes really really well along Springboard. I don't know, Nico, if you know that we have just launched our meme coin, our own PAM.Fun, PancakeSwap branded. It's called Springboard. You can create a token with no code, the usual, with no coding, no fees for launch. Super easy in 5 minutes. And there are some memes that went really, really well. We had one project here in the Pancake Talks. And yeah, it's another narrative. It has his ups, his downs, his tools. And this is a great tool, in my opinion. Prepare for people that are really not attached with the risk. I admire that people. So it's really nice that they have a place where they can go and trade with this up to 100x. It's kind of a lot, but thanks for coming. Thanks for answering all of our questions. There was a lot. I don't know if you are get used to the same questions every day, but I need people needs to know every detail before opening. And I want to do the your moment right now. Please do your own research anytime you try this new stuff. Anything you want to tell us before we wrap up? The mic is all yours.
Just wish a happy new year to everyone. Hope everyone has some good green candles, some good trades this year. Encourage people to play around with the platform, give us feedback, share any ideas, let us know if there's anything you want to see that you don't see already. And yeah, just appreciate everyone listening. Happy to answer questions. I do this every day anyway. I love to speak about products, what we're working on every day. So yeah, it's good fun.
Nice.
Thank you, Nico.
Thank you both. Thank you, the community out there. Have a nice rest of the day, night, morning, and watch us next week on a new episode of Pancake Talks. See you there. And as Nico said, have a really nice start of the year and see you really, really soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.